Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Well, we're going to be talking about the Great Ukraine. The Great Ukraine and why it is a terrible, terrible, bloody country and why I don't even want the money going there anymore. Well, I never wanted the money going there to begin with, our tax dollar money going there, or our just what have you going there, anywhere going overseas. I think it's a bad idea, especially the way we are right now in terms of the economy. So yeah, I don't want that going on. But what we have here is something a bit more egregious, a bit more crazy, a bit more me trying to defend Russia here because maybe just because Russia's our soil, which I'll probably be doing at some point today. They're near Florida. They're parking their battleships next to Florida here, and that's a concern. That is a concern to me, and this is making me pretty much saying, here's a green light to pretty much Russia take out Ukraine. Because here's the thing. We have this from Temple saying an NGO in Ukraine which has worked with USAID included my name on a list with many others accused of impeding aid to Ukraine. I received this letter from Representative Jim Banks. Goes on to say, Dear Mr. Poole, this is from the Congress of the United States House of Representatives, saying, I'm writing to inform you that your name appears on a list of individuals and groups in the U.S. impeding aid to Ukraine published by a Ukrainian non-governmental organization called the Data Journalism Agency, which has worked with the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Agency for International Development. As you may be aware, other Ukrainian NGOs have published similar lists which have published the personal information of those named in apparent attempts to intimidate them. I've enclosed a copy of a letter that I sent to Appropriations Committee Chairman Cole, as well as State and Foreign Operations Appropriations Subcommittee Chairman Mario Diaz-Balart, urging them to stop the State Department and USAID from partnering with any actors overseas who encourage the harassment of Americans. The Appropriations Committee markup of its bill to fund the State Department and USAID during fiscal year 2025 is scheduled to take place tomorrow. I appreciate your attention to this serious matter. Sincerely, Jim Banks. And it goes on to say that here as well, that Dear Chairman Cole and Subcommittee Chairman Diaz-Balart, this is pretty much saying the same thing here with the individuals of all this, but I'll go over it for you guys. I write to you regarding the Department of State's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and the U.S. Agency for International Development past partnerships with the Data Journalism Agency, a Ukrainian non-government organization, aka NGO. It says, Texty was found by Anatoly Bondarenko in 2010. Mr. Bondarenko worked as a trainer in a U.S. State Department program called Tech Camp in 2015. More recently, USAID selected TextD as one of the 6 implementing partners on its Transparency and Accountability in Public Administration and Services program. Mr. Bondarenko's NGOs recently published a report titled Roller Coaster from Trumpists to Communists, the forces in the U.S. impeding aid to Ukraine and how they do it. According to the report, the individuals on the list oppose supporting Ukraine and many echo key messages of Russian propaganda aimed at depriving Ukrainians of the ability to defend themselves. 76 organizations and 388 individuals appear on the list, including President Donald Trump and 116 members of the House of Representatives, all Republicans. One of them, Congressman Jerry Carl, serves on the Appropriations Subcommittee on State Foreign Operations and Related Programs, SFOPs. And it says, we even have more here. It says, my name was on the list too, and this was Chase Geyser. So, yeah, we're seeing that the Ukrainians, Zelensky, I'm gonna name you, you piece of garbage. So don't mind me putting on that list. I'd be gladly put on the list of saying that I do not want to be in war with you. I don't want my funding going to you, and I really don't care if you get obliterated into space dust. So that way so our own American people don't have to die for your pointless and stupid war. So yes, by all means, put me on that list. I don't really care. Because the fact of the matter is, you're putting in danger American lives. My own friends' Americans' lives on the table. And I'm going to make this perfectly clear. We are not your scapegoat. We are not your mercenaries to fight in your bloody, stupid war. No, we are Americans, and I do not appreciate you putting a hit list on our American people, on my people. So you can go and F off Zelensky. We have more. This is from Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying, from the very beginning, I have never voted for a single penny to Ukraine. Zelensky's thug regime has deemed me an enemy of the state, and for good reason. Zelensky has never had one single American vote for him. Not only am I a Ukrainian enemy of the state, but I'm banned from Russia. Zelensky is a thug who doesn't deserve a single American tax dollar. All they care about is taking our money and our weapons. They put elected members of Congress like me on their state kill list. Zelensky is the real enemy of democracy. He has canceled elections, canceled freedom of speech, canceled freedom of religion, and canceled freedom of the press. Yes, he is also, I may believe he also was the one that Ukraine was going after Christians, canceling some of the Christian stuff. So, be on my guest, Zelensky. You are the great and all-powerful leader, and we should all care for you. Yeah. I don't know how many of my friends or other people or Americans are going to really want to favor for Ukraine if you're putting Americans on a kill list. But of course, everybody has to cater to you, Zelensky, because you're the all-powerful God. It goes on to say, is Marjorie Taylor Greene an enemy of the state in Ukraine? What we know, and that's pretty much what's going on. I'm not going to go over the full thing in this list here because obviously we already read it. But we have here that enemies list of Trumpists and communists published by Biden-linked Ukraine group Lawmakers Charge. It says Ohio Republicans Senator J.D. Vance and Florida Republican Matt Gaetz are demanding answers from Secretary of State Tony Blinken surrounding a State Department linked to Ukrainian non-governmental organizations that published a list of Americans labeled Trumpists and communists for their opposition to providing more U.S. funds to Ukraine. On June 6, 2024, a Ukrainian corporation, Taxi.org.ua, published an online article entitled Roller Coaster from Trumpists to Communists, the forces in the U.S. impeding aid to Ukraine and how they do it. The pair of Republican lawmakers wrote in their letter to Blinken. The title of this article oversells the product. It is substantively thin piece, largely an excuse to smear a large group of Americans who have been skeptical of aid to Ukraine in one form or another, but is being broadcast as a part of a coordinated media strategy that has all the hallmarks of U.S. targeting influence operation. The lawmakers continued, identifying the names detailed in the article as enemies list. So, yeah, that's what's going on here, my friends. So, it goes to show that the Ukrainian people, the Ukrainian government, doesn't really care about Americans. They just want all the American money so they can fund their stupid war, and enrich themselves. So I'm going to have you say one thing here, Zelensky. Maybe you should forfeit your country to Russia. I'm sorry, Ukrainians, but once your government starts coming after my own people, my cease to care for you really starts weighing down. So perhaps you should prepare for the imminent future and surrender peacefully. And I would even say that this makes something as of maybe a war or attack on America, Ukraine, because you're putting American people on a kill list. So maybe we should join in Russia and probably officially obliterate you from this, because you are obviously targeting Americans now. It's crazy because the very country that is giving you the most money and supporting you is now who you're targeting their own citizens for. It's completely asinine to me that you're doing this. It's completely insane. So, I digress. Maybe it's up to you. Maybe it's up to us to withdraw all funding from you and watch the Russian people mow over you. At this point, you guys are no longer what I deem worthy of even protecting. No, you're not even deemed of that. So, yeah. I don't want war. I hate war. And I don't want my friends or anybody else, family members, going to war for something stupid, especially as a corrupt and evil official such as Zelensky wanting to put a target on American people. This is not how you win American people. America, Zelensky. This is not how you win Americans. Now, I'm hoping that maybe Joe Biden, in his infinite stupid wisdom, which you probably won't ever do, to withdraw funding from Ukraine altogether. Because now American lives are on the table, and it's by the people that you defend, who you support. Great. Just great. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Subscribe, like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.